Okay, so now the next step is social media. So social media is wow, it's a huge minefield of brands and techs that are all coming up and changing the way we live and do business. Everything from Facebook to Twitter to LinkedIn to things like Pinterest, which is like the social media of images. You've got things like eBay, and I mean, there's different channels that we even just put in the social media sort of classification. Basically, if you need to have an account set up with any of these online platforms where your brand has an identity within that platform, then we're calling it kind of social media. So as part of social media setup and website integration, which is what we call the product, we set you up with a profile across a whole range of social medias that we believe is relevant to you. So not all social medias are relevant to every kind of business. For example, if you sell creative goods, then you might be on Etsy, because Etsy sells creative goods and you can set up a profile on there. Even if you don't have any products at this point, just setting up a profile that links back to you, having an Etsy button on your site in preparation for when you do sell products on Etsy, having a Pinterest account, for example. So setting up all of your Instagram, your Facebook, setting up all these accounts, choosing the right social media handle. So a handle is, facebook.com/your brand name. Now, a lot of the times your brand name may not be available because unlike domain names, which you have to buy and you have to have an investment, those handles anyone can sign up for and get. So you actually find that, John Smith, who lives in South Africa, has just gone on there and registered Coca-Cola, facebook.com/Coca-Cola or something, or, Yummy Drinks or whatever he's done. He's registered some crazy thing. And then that happens to be your company name. And it's like, damn it, there's someone using my handle that doesn't even have a reason to use it. Now, if that's happened, we have another service, which is called IP Rescue. And IP Rescue is basically, it's us going and getting your handles back, getting your IP back. If you're trademarked and you're protected properly, we can often go to these social media channels and try and get your brand back if people are using it illegitimately. But hopefully that isn't the case for you, and hopefully there is a handle available that can be relevant. It could be as simple as putting other words or letters into your handle. For example, could be your brand AU or official your brand, for example. So securing handles that match your brand and trying to get the handle the same across all of the social medias is handy. But yeah, so setting those social media accounts up, generally we start with about 6 accounts, although there are some accounts that are very quick to set up and we don't mind setting up extra accounts for you. But generally, as part of the package, we get to set up roughly 6 social media accounts, and we put the header on the social media account. So for example, Facebook has like a Facebook header image. So we use your branding that you've already done, or if you didn't do your branding with us, you've supplied us a brand guidelines document. So we follow those guidelines, put them onto your social media headers, put your logos on, write a little bit of text in there which has been supplied from your copywriter or from our communication strategy. We use the words from that, put that into your header, into your bio area. We basically set up a whole bunch of social accounts for you so they're ready. We then add those onto your website with links to them on your site, where you're going to be having a lot of activity on these social platforms. For example, if you were a very visual brand, i.e. a product, or let's say you were an art gallery or a sunglass brand, for example, when your photographs are a big part of your marketing, we might choose to put a Instagram feed, for example, on your homepage as kind of like a moving gallery. So a lot of these social media platforms are what bring people to your site. So it's important to make sure that you have traffic flowing the other way as well. What we find is that especially in that sort of consumer retail demographic, people are going to websites that they hear about. They hear about a new product that comes out. They go to the product's website, and they scroll straight to the bottom to try and find the Instagram button because they want to go to Instagram and see all their photos. So sometimes bringing those photos to the homepage allows the customer not to leave your website, because you might want to do things with them on your website. When they go to your Instagram, you're less able to interact with them in your own custom way. Whereas when they're on your site, if you can give them your Instagram feed and then provide them with a button to do something or a link to your products or whatever it is, keeps them on your website. So social media setup and website integration is all about setting up your social media accounts with what you need to look like you're established. It's not managing them yet or expecting you to do anything yet. It's just setting them all up, linking them to your website, and creating that cohesion between social media and your web. The other really important part to social media is ensuring there's a way for people to share your content on social media. And by that I mean at the bottom of your blogs, a way for them to share it on Facebook or share it on Twitter or, share it on Instagram, or, a way for people to pin your photos, or, ensuring that there are these interactive sort of banners or bars or buttons on your site that allow people to engage and share you through social media, because your brand makes people an advocate of your business. But if you don't allow people to be able to share your brand, then you're losing a huge amount of potential traffic generators by just ignoring that. The world today is never before has it been so word of mouth centric, except instead of using people's mouths now, they're using their fingers, and they're sharing it on Facebook, and they're sharing it on Twitter, and they're taking a photo with your brand, for example. So creating that sort of that pattern to get people to share with your brand is really important. If you're a shopping cart, for example, it would make sense to have share icons at the bottom of every product, so that if someone loved the product, they can quickly share it, even if all they're doing is, when they're on their mobile phone, clicking share and then just forwarding it to someone on a text message or SMS, sending it through, WhatsApp. They just want to shoot it to their friend on WhatsApp, or they want to shoot it to their friend on Messenger. Sharing's not all about social media public sharing. A lot of it's about messaging and using the different messaging apps. So just having that share button as part of your social media strategy is really important to make sure your website is engaging and viral. You've got to at least allow everything that you do to be able to be shared.